So now we can see one more question was that Ghadar, again like talked about the Rowlatt Act. It was brought to deal with the Ghadar activities. Now Ghadar was a question in 2014. If you had read about that one, this question would have been easy. A revolutionary association of Indians with headquarters at San Francisco, nationalist organization operating from Singapore, militant organization with headquarters of Berlin, again communist movement for India's freedom with headquarters at Tashkent. Like I already told you, that is, it is a revolutionary organization in America that is in San Francisco. Solution is yeah. Okay. Then again one more question about the Ghadar movement 2022. Consider the following freedom fighters: Barinder Kumar Ghosh, Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee, Rasbihari Bose. Who of the above are associated with Ghadar party? Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee is majorly associated with Kanpur revolutionaries, not Ghadar, and that is Hindustan Republican Association. And Barinder Kumar Ghosh mainly associated with Anushilan Samiti. Barinder Kumar Ghosh, the brother of Arvind Ghosh. But Rasbihari Bose associated with Ghadar movement because Ghadar party wanted to bring revolt in India with the help of Rasbihari Bose and Sachin Sanyal. Why Rasbihari Bose and Sachin Sanyal? Because they tried to assassinate Viceroy Ardinge in 1912 in Chandni Chowk when capital was transferred from Calcutta to Delhi. Okay, so 1 and 2, 2 only, 1 and 3, and 3 only. Answer is D, that is 3 only. Rasbihari Bose. Answer is Rasbihari Bose. Okay, now look at this one. Ghadar party established in 1913 means revolt in Urdu and Punjabi language. The Ghadar is also one of the newspapers and it was established in San Francisco. And who are the members of this particular movement is that one? The ex-soldiers and peasants from Punjab. Because they went out of India because lack of livelihood opportunities and also better freedom of speech and expression in America. So they could criticize British government extensively over there. And they wanted to take support of outside Indians, outside help to bring revolt in India too. Okay, so supported Germany in First World War. Okay, because enemy's enemy is my friend, because Germany was fighting against Britishers. And that led to something called as Indo-German conspiracy trial in San Francisco, because British government asked the USA government to take action against Ghadars because they were supporting Germany. Okay, because USA also became part of First World War later, but due to lack of evidences and this trial did not go through. Indo-German conspiracy trial in San Francisco in 1917. Now, pre-Ghadar activities, before Ghadar party was established, certain local level organizations were there. Swadesh Sevak Home at Vancouver by Gurundit Kumar. United India was at Seattle. Okay, that is Seattle. Vancouver is in Canada. Okay, and Seattle is in USA West Coast by G.D. Kumar. Okay, and then again Taraknath Das. So these activities were going on, and later all of them were combined to form what? The Ghadar movement. What is the program of Ghadar? Assassination of British officers, revolt in all British colonies. So they are the broader aim, the bigger aim, not just bringing revolution in India, but bringing revolution across all the British colonies. Okay, and it was also anti-imperialist in nature. And they wanted to bring anti-imperialist literature. They had a newspaper, that is Ghadar, and its tagline was Angrezi Raj ka Dushman. Okay, Angrezi Raj ka Dushman, that was their tagline. That is the Ghadar newspapers. Okay, and again, who are the leaders? Many individuals, you can look at these names. Okay, Barkatullah, then again Kartar Singh Sarabha, Bhagwan Singh Ramchandra, then Lala Ardayal, and Bhai Parmanand. Okay, so all these are the leaders of, and most of them are coming from Punjabi background. And then again, Komak Tamaru incident, it is a very infamous incident. It was a ship, it was a ship going from Singapore to Vancouver, carrying Punjabi peasants, and most of the people were from Punjab, from India. Okay, but this ship was going to Vancouver, but Vancouver, that is Canada, it was under the British influence. So now the Britishers pressurized Canadian government not to allow these Punjabis to disembark at Vancouver, not to settle at Vancouver, and this was sent back to India. It came back to Calcutta in 1914, Budge port. Their conflict happened. 22 persons got killed because police tried to send Punjabis back to Punjab state, because Punjabis had the right to go away from the country to look for better livelihood. They had their right. Okay, but that was denied to them because Britishers knew if they are going outside India, they are trying to organize against the Britishers through Ghadar activities. Okay, and that created anger among the Ghadar activities, or among the Ghadar members. So the First World War was going on. Britishers were also busy in First World War because all of their efforts were being concentrated in Europe. They felt like this is the right time to bring revolt in the country. Okay, to try to bring the revolt in the country, and also to work for the passengers' rights. What are the passenger rights? To go to Vancouver, and one committee was established, that's called Shore Committee. It was led by Hussain Rahim, Sohanlal Pathak and Balwant Singh. Okay, so now they want to utilize this particular opportunity of First World War. They want to bring the revolt. Now all the Ghadar leaders had to come to India, and they want to organize revolt. They decided the date, and they wanted leaders to lead this revolt. So they asked for leadership of Raspberry Bose and then again Sachin Sanyal. Okay, that's what happened. And now the revolt day, that is February 21st, 1915, was fixed as the day, and revolt will be organized in Lahore and Rawalpindi. Okay, and they wanted Raspberry Bose leadership, but later this was discovered by the Britishers because they are excellent intelligence network, and then Raspberry Bose escaped to Japan. Again, Sachin Sanyal, he was sent to lifetime imprisonment, but later he was released, and later he started associating with HRE also. Okay, so because treason among the members only, and they gave information to Britishers because the nationalism was not completely deepened in India. There were certain people who were still supporting the Britishers. Because they were supporting the Britishers, could able to remain in India for a very longer period of time, and to deal with these revolutionaries only, particularly the Ghadar revolutionaries, they brought Defence of India Act of 1915, and to replace this act, they brought Rowlatt Act of 1919. So that is how chronology should have been, but that we included in Gandhiji. Okay, so this brought Defence of India Act, and to replace that, Rowlatt Act of 1919 was brought. Okay, and then look at people of India agitated against the arrival of Simon Commission in 2013 question. So now we are shifting into another theme over here. Okay, so why people agitated arrival of Simon Commission? Because that was there in one of the answer options. Indians never wanted review of the working of the Act of 1919. Simon Commission recommended the abolition of diarchy in the provinces. There was no Indian member in the Simon Commission. The Simon Commission suggested the partition of the country. What is a partition? Simon Commission came in 1927-28. Okay, and what is the intention with which this commission was established? What? There was a promise in 1919 Act that they are going to establish a committee after 10 years. Okay, that should have been in 1929. That they are going to establish a committee to look for future constitutional reforms in the country. Okay, that is to review the working of 1919 Act. But the why people boycotted it? Because there was no Indian member in the Simon Commission. So Indians felt like, how could Britishers could decide the destiny of India? How could Britishers could decide the future constitutional reforms of India? And that is the reason Indians were against Simon Commission. Okay, so Simon Commission, November 1927. Indian Statutory Commission, it was called as 7 members were there. All of them were Britishers. Chairman was John Simon, and members were the British Parliament members Clement Attlee, then again Henry Levy Lawson, Edward Cadogan, Vernon Hudson, George Lanefax. Okay, so these are all members. Again, Donald Howard. Total 7 members. Okay, along with chairman was Sir John Simon. Okay, and then again, what is the aim? To inquire into working of the Government of India Act of 1919 and suggest fresh political reforms. Fresh political reforms. It was also called as White Commission by Indians because only Britishers were there. There were no Indian representation in this particular commission. This was Simon Commission, November 1927. Okay. Now, what is the response of Indians when Simon Commission visited? INC decided to boycott the commission. Okay. Then again, Madras Congress session happened in 1927. Mukhtar Ahmad Ansari was the president, and there was one snap resolution on complete independence by Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, and their concept was Swaraj was Purna Swaraj. They wanted complete independence. That concept was quite revolutionary during that point of time, and now they convinced the Indian National Congress to pass a little bit of revolution, kind of a snap resolution towards complete independence in future. Okay, and after Delhi proposals by Jinnah, okay, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and the Delhi proposals included that is, instead of separate electorate for Muslims, he was ready for reservation, because Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who was a leader of All India Muslim League, they also wanted to boycott British, even Simon Commission also, but only one faction of All India Muslim League. The other faction of All India Muslim League, they supported Simon Commission. So this particular Congress session, Madras Congress session, adopted Delhi proposals where Jinnah was ready for some kind of compromise. Instead of separate electorate for Muslims, he was ready for reservation. Okay, now when Indians asked why Indian members are not there in the commission, Birkan had challenged the Indians that Indians do not have the acumen, do not have the skills, do not have the ability to draw up constitution. Now he challenged Indians to come up with their own constitution, and that is the reason there was a public response, and Indians also come up with certain committees also to come up with alternate constitution. I will come to that one. This is the response of the leadership, and what is the response of public with respect to Simon Commission? Simon Commission arrived in Bombay in February 1928, met with slogans, Simon go back. So according to certain sources, so who coined this particular term? Either Lala Lajpat Rai or Yusuf Meher Ali. So either one of them. So generally it is ascribed to Lala Lajpat Rai only. Okay, so wherever Simon Commission went, so it met with this particular slogan, Simon go back. Okay, and countrywide hartals and strikes started to happen, and now entire mood of the country was shifting towards anti-British. And also in one of these particular events, Lala Lajpat Rai was died because of lathi charge in Punjab, or that is Pakistan Punjab region. That is we can talk about. That is majorly in Lahore region.